No. This is the first one.
Oh, I mean, you previously come from Dubai.
Yeah.
Oh, you come here for this course only. When you got private.
Yeah. But tonight I'm going.
Huh?
Tonight I'm going back.
Tonight?
Yeah.
When you reach here? This morning?
Yesterday morning.
What would you come here from this course?
Yeah.
When you are in?
Yes.
I've been to Dubai once in 2007.
Oh, very long.
For exhibition.
Which exhibition?
The real estate exhibition.
Which one?
Real estate property.
Real estate, yeah.
How's that hot?
Very hot. I lost all my inbox.
What?
I don't know how come. I see my inbox is clear.
Nothing.
Now I see there is all in the trash. What is this? In the trash. No, I'm just
Moving them.
Yeah. Thank God there isn't trash, not clear, you know?
Like GB or what?
Gmail, yeah. I don't know how it's clear, man. I don't know. I have no idea. No.
Dubai Living Center. Dubai Living Center is also
Yeah.
Hey.
哎，你恰是哦。
我跑去沙发哦，
我摘了，那都不见掉了。
去端了啊。
哦。
我看你们那边走过去哦，要走完你要去走哦。
I like spicy system.
I react.
No. Hello, back. Okay. The one e-resource that you said that you have access. Let me ask. I think I can ask them because they are. Which subject is the sequence? Is it the last one or the first one for you, Alex?
Second one.
Second one. Okay. I think you can easily score finance from decision making A plus, right?
Hopefully.
I think so.
If you want to borrow now,
40%.
Just 40%.
So your financial institution not really budget like this Cambodia, Myanmar.
yeah, we can. Remember the commodity prices dropped. Unfortunately, we depend on copper, which so a huge drop in price.
Yeah.
Price comes against
Okay, this is Isfahan, the Taifa, as the Islamic art. Yeah, this is. However, the quality of the picture is not good. Okay.
So, what was saying what to do?
What kind? 8 o'clock. Yesterday, 1:30 a.m. in China.
You?
How long did it take? 4.5 hours. 广州的上 all the way to 郑州、武汉、长沙。是他们做那个roadshow。Second city, export second city. First year 是广州、上海、苏州、长沙。你是做，过来。我是我问我的hotel。我们的hotel，我们是跟local的agent合作，他推我们的理解。 但是我们的更是卖，我们的更是卖，我们不叫卖。这卖呢，这个东西我丢出去给你们是叫 sell。
哦，但是没有，也是我去柜子他们也是买的。
哦，那一个不同，那一个是按的那种term list。
都是就讲我还是可以提前，但是management 或者 management 出去，所以个人对我有这样子的，就会比一年里面可以大概就2-3分，那就它的人义务很高一下子哦。
那些就可以高的，
但是还是因为生活是看不到一个地方，是看不到那个东西，是变成我的 management。哪一间
那些它的技术更高的那些日资的，
有些网店里面我不如们直接买，我看得到，我看到我们这样是吧？我这样做更有啊。
你不用去管理嘛，优点那个你跟他们管理是跟你算清楚，你不用再去管理，我要才可以做进去，我要去
所以就会讲嘛，假如像那个里面是我买一个。好的，对，就说，
这一类呢，一般上他们就是 invest 比较一般上是比如说你可以自己住，然后住也是一个比较，一般上是 invest 比较很多的，上班那种是另外一个方法，然后我们好像现在有很多那些 resort，它有这样的方式，它带中国的进来，
对。就是接地气，不光中国这边看到是更难嘛。
然后他卖的比普通市价还高。比如说500千，他会卖800千，我卖你800千了，我5年里面有个人定你你也亏吗？对不对？我那个全部算进去，你都是800千里面了。
对。
我那300千啊，一天才8%，你这不算什么。我给你10%，我都可以赚了300千，我还可以可能低一点，他们是这样子来做，因为中国的他们不懂，
我是归你们。
他们中国有很多那个公司主，那些人太多了，不过一直都有的，on the road， 你看那些旅行社啊，我们不懂的，
对，我就奇怪，最近我在后面那个谁没提，我本来要买。就一个条件来就说，我可以在哪个超市买？这里讲到的是另外一个，这边
我觉得很慢
因为他们的 property 那边贵，所以他以为我们这边他不觉得贵，
那这边很便宜啊。
对，那也不懂这个市价到底会怎么样，大概看这个。
even less，
很多我看了很多都还带过他们的，我们不懂那个事，所以在那边有个会刚来，我做什么一讲，成交是500千，再加800千。那边的屋子大概200千多，当然我给你20%，我都还有赚，我帮你吗？我给可能地给你白纸，你就赚1000。
哦。
我做什么那种那边之前的那个在商巴里面，
对。
我们看那个啊，800千我们就整个杀掉，售后客厅1间500千，也是200千我还考虑一下我要不要买那个牌子。
但是他们这样升上去啊，500千，我更快那个升上去啊，其他的就不如起价了。
这是本地的人会去买，而且中国人的对投资那些。
好，行了，太完了，也不能吃饭，不能休息。
我那边我不懂，我没有摸过。维系他那边是好像没有卖了吧？现在他们好像在卖那个海迪斯克斯，现在海迪斯克斯。
但我去那个把华一吃，好带我吃的。
海迪斯克现在最好的是海迪斯克斯，他们只是卖一种如代发的马诺朗。那种属于比较 low 的一点那些，我们那个是属于高级的。
Okay, any news, guys, from John or from Vinesh and Hanafi? Yes, why their absence?
Hanafi is okay. Both of them is okay.
Both of them are working. Okay, never mind. both of them were late yesterday too. So they did not, they did not get to know about the assignment and exam direction. Would you please just share whatever I discussed today and the things that I discussed yesterday to them too? Thank you very much. Alright, so any of you, those who are seniors here, the library access, the e-library, can you have access here? So I will show it to you how you do. It's like if you come here, we do have internet.
Is there an e-library?
Yes, there is an e-library. I don't know about your one. Let's ask Guy if he can direct you how to access. Because as I told you, for your assignment and for the 30 articles that you have to find to write your assignment based on that, you do need to have to access to the e-library. And then you can download the PDF and just if we can and if we'll be able to access it from here, then I would show it to you from the desktop. Let's see if I can have access. Okay, could you?
So this is the password. You use your.
Can you do that, please? It's just sit down and enter your account. Then later on, make sure that you log out from your account.
next to Taman Melawati我密买的话，有时候放给你主要开心的，因为开心要超时间。
你去
在那边附近，然后又在那。
angle, semua angle tak. Just go angle, alpha angle, just go alpha angle.
去这个地方远嘛，去家业，但是除了他们Melawati也是。
好的呀。他们Melawati就靠近 alpha angle。
对
，alpha angle，家业 just go alpha angle，就很靠近。
那个地方在出来的，那山坡是alpha angle。靠近到Melawati，
那边有一间 Starbucks，有一间 Starbucks。alpha
angle。alpha angle。
家业 just go alpha angle。看懂了啦，看出那里。
朝近嘛，过去。just go
alpha angle。
Okay, guys. Apparently, you do have access to this member login. All right. So, you are looking at it, right, guys? So you should get that. Could you? All right. Okay. So all right. This is a trusted online search. Let me check. I'm not very familiar with this, but I can show it to you. However, I told you, you can go to any universities, especially public universities. They have very, very good resources. Just get a single letter from your university. Go there, sit down 2 hours, download, let's say like 400 articles, come back. It's not going to take you a lot of time as far as you know how to do you know how to do it. So here keyword, let's say we write economics. However, in your case, it's going to be very, very narrow, like macroeconomic, monetary policy, and all those things. Let's see what it's bringing here. Yeah, see, it's like, woo, come on. All right. So, PDF. For example, something. So this is the read only, okay? However, I think you should be able to download. Mike, can you download whatever you find?
Normally I print as PDF.
You print as PDF?
Yes.
So then you would have the PDF then?
Yes.
Okay then, so you can go print as PDF, then you would have the PDF one. This is one way. This is the one that you're having, the online sources that you might have. You may want to go for the advanced research and then narrow down. For example, just look in the abstract, those names that you're looking for, or many, many other things. Okay? So make sure you prepare 30 related articles. And of course, you send it to me. And make sure you paraphrase whatever you are writing, you are getting from the, let's say, all your resources. And then another thing, do the referencing properly. Since it's just a review article, it's just a review assignment. It's not that you're writing something from your own. Of course, you are studying those people, and then you discuss how they have discussed. And you compare and contrast, you categorize all the studies, and then you may have your own suggestion based on their information. So whatever information you're writing there,
Also everything in the group. Then you will get access.
okay. So in case, I think we have a little bit of discussion about how to access. Okay, can you access you guys? I think you can ask the administration, they will tell you.
I'll give you.
And I believe, since you are from Victoria University, they should have all the library
This
is what we saw in Victoria.
This is
Magisa, but for sure, Victoria got bigger because that one is the main, not very big.
No, they don't have this facility. I don't know why.
They should.
But this one also, after asking for so many times, only they give up.
Yeah.
I don't know why they keep this. I said I don't have access for the journal. How I going to do my assignment?
Okay, so yeah, you do need this. And actually, I believe you might have even bigger than that. If you go through your main university, Victoria, they should have it. They should have all the science, direct, emerald, all the engines. Here is just a question. Okay, so direction of the assignments, then 30 articles, referencing well, discussing very well, clear, the flow should be very nice. An exam, of course, as I told you, there is no right and wrong answer. Two of you might give me very even opposite one, but still you can score high. Two of you may give me the very, very same conclusion, you may score lower, because you could not justify whatever you write. Okay? Clear everything? That's great. Okay, let's continue with our slides. Horizontal and vertical dimensions that we discussed. Managers make decisions that affect the structure of the firm in 2 dimensions. Horizontal dimension, this is not about the integration, just about the decision making. And vertical dimension, in its primary market, the market, as I told you, the share of the market is going to be increased because it is horizontal. The vertical is the stages of the production, supplier, factory, and the distribution. We talked about KFC case, for example. We do have this supply chain management. To produce and sell a good involves many sequential stages of the production. You're all familiar, most of you have your own business, so you're totally familiar with these stages of the supply chain management, which is the manager decides how many stages the firm will undertake itself. Also at each stage, whether to carry out the activity within the firm, to pay, or whatever it is. This is for example, it's all about the vertical organization. See, it's like the input, the material, everything, factory, all together. So we have the one just explanation of how we have this integration. Vertical integration, a firm that participates in more than one successive stages of the production or distribution of the goods or services, is vertically integrated. I just pass it because you can read and you can understand it. As far as you know what is vertical, what is horizontal and conglomerate, that's very fine with me. All right. And of course, all these about that, one of the main reasons of the vertical integration, cost. Is whenever you got to stop to find many questions, to find the answer to the question that you've been asked, first of things, think about cost. You may be able to partially answer that question. All right, so it's like they're playing a the very main actually role in any business. Any nature of the business, right? And any nature of the cost.
This is my original idea. After I know Justin always teach you how to spend money.
Who's Justin?
This like
Okay.
Justin.
But I told you lie then. You could
Normally we call him Justin.
Justin. Okay, then Justin. Yeah,
Branding, spend money for branding, marketing, all these things.
Okay, you just ask Justin. And Justin is like, oh yeah, it's the consultancy. It's like that's what the friends are for. Okay. So sometimes you want to avoid, for the vertical purpose, you want to avoid the government regulation. Sometimes you may want to, not about the taxes, to avoid what some governments control and everything. So firms may also vertically integrate to avoid government price control, taxes, and the regulations. A vertically integrated firm avoids price control by selling to itself. For example, steel buyers bought steel, which are the producers that they did not want to sell it too much, and for example, whatever it is. And then, so just one example about the tax purposes that they go as they do the vertical integration. All right, let me see if anything that you do need a direction. No, that's going to be it. Okay. Okay, guys. We would have few different stages and situation in economy. We discussed a little bit yesterday. We will talk more in depth today about the perfect competitive market, about monopoly, oligopoly, and the cartel. All right? Let me see. I just get you the very important one first. I think if I can quantify, then it's going to be the best way to explain everything. Okay. like not to get you confused with all the mathematical parts. I'm looking for one very important slide that I don't know why I cannot find it here. Because if I find that one, it's almost covered all of our things here. Okay, never mind, I go one by one. Okay, let's just start with the perfect competition. Amos, tell me what you know about perfect competition.
So in the perfect competition.
Can be loud, please, because.
Okay. Yeah. So on the first competition market, there are as many buyers as many sellers.
Very good.
And buyers and sellers can choose to buy anything they want.
Okay.
At whatever price, same as sellers can sell whatever they want to sell.
All right. Is there any price setting or price taker? The consumers or the producer, let's say.
But
do they set the price or the price is set?
Price is not set. The market sets the price. There is no demand and supply to determine the price.
So the pricing would be in the equilibrium. So the pricing would be determined only by the supply and demand. It's not that, okay, I set this price and they're going to consume that and they're going to get that. So the price is set by market, not by the producer, and of course not by the consumer. There are many buyers and sellers. What else? Joho, David. What else you can tell me about the perfect competition? You have 3 of them here. Let me change it then. Okay then. Yeah. Because then you will wonder. I think today's food made us more sleepy. Maybe I ate a lot, or maybe then, yeah. Yesterday I took chicken. This today.
Because of the biryani.
Mutton. No, I think it's because of the mutton.
The biryani rice.
Ask me a question. I need to be awake. Okay, it's not. You can ask me questions.
Ask another question.
You can ask me lots of questions.
Do you like the nasi?
Otherwise, I will be like Amos, going down and down and then they might not see me because I'm going down.
Doctor, the biryani rice inside a lot of ghee. The biryani rice that you had just now.
Yeah, but I had biryani yesterday too, but I'm feeling more sleepy today.
Which same shop?
No, different shop. Different spices then.
That's why. There are a lot of ghee inside.
Okay.
Very spicy.
Oh,
so it's a better biryani.
Oh. Yeah, I think that the mutton maybe. However, I have heard that the red meat, it brings up I think serotonin or something in your body, so that you feel more relaxed, and then you feel more relaxed, and then you might feel a bit sleepy. So please ask me questions. So I need to be awake, because I still have lots of things to cover. Okay, guys, the question was from, what was the question? Yeah, exactly. Perfect competition. Yeah, okay, let me, one seat. Yeah, it's like very kind students. Okay, thank you. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, in a perfect competition, the market determines the demand and the supply.
All right.
And it determines the price as well.
It's not depending. It's that the market, the demand and supply is already there. The price would be determined solely on the demand and supply. When you are explaining, yeah, especially in finance and economics, you say the same thing in different order of the verbs, different order of the words. It comes up two very different answers. So be very careful when you're explaining. Okay, David.
Yeah.
What happened what happened to Sivali? Oh, I thought he only falls asleep. Yeah, okay, now because I didn't see your head, I thought it's like sleeping time. Okay.
Oh, we have one more day.
Vinesh is here.
Oh, Vinesh came.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, hello, how are you?
Finish one.
Okay, it's like a long time no see.
Just finish one.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Okay. Now we're talking about the perfect competition, and David is going to tell us what is the perfect competition.
Open market.
Yeah.
Do you want me to give a hint from one of our students here, Amigo? He's of open market. Yeah, you can get use of this word.
Perfect competition is where there is many companies competing or selling the same product in a more
Okay,
way.
here, stop. You mentioned two things. Very important. Same product, meaning that identical product. There is no difference between the two. First one, before this, you mentioned many competitors. Many competitors there, entering to the market, exiting from the market, as I just said, easy. You enter, you exit. Competition, very high. Price, it's there. You do a little bit of change in price for your own product, people immediately shift to the identical good. So the goods are also identical. Let's move on. Not like that. Yep. Like this. Large number of buyers and sellers. Identical products. Guys, efficient market hypothesis here again. Full information. It means that buyers know the prices charged by all the firms. That's why this one is charging you higher, you know the others are charging less, you go for that. Remember the Tatari case? If I know every Tatari is same price, if I know that the other shop is selling cheaper, I go there. And then the previous one that is charging me higher, so okay, yeah, like kind of charging, okay, let's just push down the price because I'm losing my customers. What else? Negligible transaction costs. Usually we don't consider the transaction costs here. Free entry and exit. So, done. What is it the deviation from perfect competition? Many markets possess some but not all of the characteristics of the perfect market competition. However, you know what? It's really too good to be true. Like the perfectly strong form of efficiency, we don't have it. Okay, in this case, maybe we don't have the real competitive market in a real sense. So, cities, for example, just some. I think you can go through it by yourself. So, some examples. Graphical thing. This. Let me go like this. All right. This is the profit curve, the marginal cost curve, the average cost curve, and this is the fixed price. Look at here. Now that we're talking about the marginal cost and average cost, see, we do have the minimum. If it was revenue, marginal revenue, and marginal, let's say, the average revenue, it would be like the other way around. like this. So it would have maximum. It's like a presentation of the whole graph and how you interpret the graphs. Okay. This is just about the mathematical points, which I'm not going to go through it. Long run and short run, again, easy, just read through, very easy. They're talking about all those elements, what's going to happen in short run, what's going to happen in long run. Okay. This is very important. I think your voice got disconnected, something? Guys? You hear me? You cannot hear me? Oh, yeah. Oh, it was. Yeah. All right. This is very important because let me talk about it. We have very important is like special jargons in economics. Do you remember yesterday we talked a little bit about the surplus and also about the deficit in the market is like the whole international trade. And also we had discussed about the demand and supply, all those things. Here we have consumer surplus, producer surplus, and the total surplus. The total, of course, is going to be the adding of the other two together. All right? But how we calculate and how we show it in the graph. Consumer surplus, monetary difference between what a consumer is willing to pay for the quantity of the goods purchased and what the consumer actually pays. What about the producer surplus? Opposite way around. The monetary difference between the amount a good sells for the minimum amount necessary for the producer to be willing to produce. Of course, it's going to be above the cost that they have faced to make that product. And the total surplus is going to be the adding of the two other surpluses. Let's see through example here. Consumer surplus, the demand curve reflects a consumer marginal willingness to pay. The maximum amount a consumer will spend for an extra unit is going to be the marginal. Remember, whenever you're talking about marginal, you're talking about marginal due is that to what? Relative to what? And if it is the marginal cost, let's say the quantities and whatever, 1 unit increase in this one, how much it's going to affect increase in the other one. In general form, we put it like delta Q to delta P or whatever. In the calculus, we derive it, first derivation, dQ to the dP, or whatever it is. Alright. Look at here. The price is this one. Of course, this amount is the expenditure. This amount is the price. Above this price, of course, the price that is in the market or what they're willing to pay for this, let's say, quantity. So this one is going to be your consumer surplus. What about producer surplus? If you're talking about producers, it means that you're talking about supply curve. If you're talking about the consumers, it means that you're talking about the demand curve. That's why. If this is the price, let's say this is the price, we have supply, we have supply, we have demand. The other side, above the price, we come up with the consumer surplus. And now we have the supply curve. Now see where the supplier supplies steps in. Supply curve, here it is. So this is the whatever the cost we are taking. This is the surplus that the supplier will get. Whatever below that, whatever behind the curve, Just these two things. You may understand it much more better when it comes all together. In this example. It's a very, very nice example. Okay, you have supply, you have demand. For quantity 1, this is the quantity 1. And if we are talking about demand, remember how we explained? We just, okay, quantity 1 is for price 1. Whatever above and behind the demand curve, it's going to be the consumer surplus. This whole area is going to be A plus B plus C. Clear? It's just very easy. Whatever it is, you have this C, you have this Q2 quantity 2. For example, Q1 quantity 1, you find the price for P1. Whatever above and behind the curve, it's going to be, you add them up together, it's going to be your surplus. We call it consumer surplus. Producer surplus. Whatever, of course, behind and above, this time, behind the supply curve, not the demand, because it's we're talking about the producer. And producer are those people who supply. So, let's go. Q1, P1, but this time what was? It's the D and E. Below the price, behind the curve. What is remained here? D plus E. Same thing goes for the quantity 2 with price 2. You tell me now, quantity 2, price 2, what is going to be the surplus for this point, for the Q2? Can you tell me? Do not read from there. Explain from this. Above the price, behind the curve. A. Clear? What about the supply? Below the price, behind the curve. Same thing goes for this one. Yep, B and D. Now, what is the changes? All the time you want to have the changes, right? From Q2 to Q1 and the P2 to P1, whatever it is. We want to see what is going to be the change in surplus, moving from quantity 1 to quantity 2. The difference you just deduct together. So what you deduct? You deduct 2, the Q2 minus Q1, whatever the surplus we have. A minus B minus C. What's going to be? Minus B minus C. All right? Whatever you're receiving here is going to be the average consumer surplus. Same thing goes for the output and the supply as well. The producer surplus. This one minus this one. B plus D minus D minus E. What remains? B minus E. Done. This is going to be the changes in the producer surplus. And even from here, you can add up all this together, add up all this together. This one minus this one, you're going to lose a little bit of things. What's that? C plus E. Because see, these ones are missing. This one, you call it dead weight loss. So, for now, you have learned few things. Consumer surplus, producer surplus. When it comes to the consumer, we're talking about demand. Producer, we're talking about supply. And the dead weight loss, it's about when you do it one by one, or is that all the two differences together, this amount is going to be the thing that it will be missing. All right, so I think we're done with this. Let's go to monopoly. Okay. You tell me. I really cannot talk much for a few minutes. So what do you know about monopoly?
Monopoly the market.
Okay, loud, please, loud, loud, loud.
Amigo?
Amigo, go ahead.
One manufacturer.
One manufacturer.
You monopolize the entire market.
So,
It can be monopoly or two-poly or three-poly.
okay, and two-poly, three-poly, we call it oligopoly. Very nice. So just explain a little bit more.
So it's opposite to open market.
Yeah, of course, opposite to the open market.
The pricing are being controlled, determined by the
Very nice. So
producer.
it's the price setter, it's not price taker. So, and people, of course, they have to buy, no matter what. You change, you hide the prices. If I need it and if it's a necessary good, I have to pay it. All right, and you have the power. Can you tell me what are the things that we have the monopoly in the country?
National Cup.
Right?
Our national cup Proton.
Oh, that one is monopoly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is monopoly, but still you can buy some other cars. It's not that you only, yeah, it's not that you
I would
only
say
have.
TMB. The Naga National.
Yeah. Sometimes that, what do you think the government would take all these things? Sometimes it's good, it's for a good reason that the government take control and makes it monopoly.
For public service.
Such as, just explain it and tell me what the good thing about it.
National health,
Mm-hmm.
like the telephone, the basic services.
Yeah, sometimes even telephones, because they don't want to be so competitive, they want to earn more, and then but sometimes some other thing they want to keep control of it, so no one will go.
There are two directions from Singapore and Malaysia, we say.
Okay, great.
Now, Singapore, you see how the government treat their nations. Sometimes the government work very close with this GLC and they make profit from there.
Right.
Yes, in the sense that they are talking about nation for the nations, but in another sense they want to make money from there. So they control certain way, like PNB is controlling, and they earn money. They don't go down, even though some resources price this and that goes down, they still maintain
the
high.
same. Okay.
And we are talking about the broadband.
All right.
Malaysia is expensive, Singapore is cheap.
Yeah.
So if government is supposed to treat the nation fairly and give them some this kind of advantage, but why our is very expensive compared to Singapore? You know, with the same price that we are paying, they are enjoying very high speeds.
Yeah.
So this is some political needs.
Yes.
So it is not really talking about the
Fair
government
of the people. Yeah, unfortunately. So for some cases, yeah, they consider the favor of the being of the people, so they do go for that. For some other things, they go just political. And just maybe to have the control over this industry or whatever. And protecting. Yep. Against, because they know if there are many players are coming and there will be a bit of shaking in the economies. So they want to control. Then they go under the monopoly. Okay, so guys, anything you want to add? Finish? You should be very fresh.
I'm looking.
Okay, yeah, very fresh discussion. We're waiting for you. We've been waiting for you, yeah, because it's like 4 hours from now, and everybody is like becoming a little bit easy. But it's like you're new and fresh, then go ahead.
It's a Vinesh.
Yeah, it's finished.
I'm freshly looking at them.
Oh, no, you're okay, go ahead. Tell us something more. Monopoly, we were talking about monopoly.
What's the question again?
Just tell us something, whatever you know about monopoly.
I think someone already mentioned most of the time it got to involve the government. They want to control certain sector.
All right.
And also to maybe to control the pricing as well.
Okay.
So that it will benefit the population as a whole.
All right.
For example, maybe like the price of rice,
Mm-hmm.
the distribution of rice and how they control the price of rice.
Okay.
Maybe some subsidy goods where the government is paying subsidize the
That's
those
it.
items.
Great, great. You just mentioned one thing. No one else can compete them because they're getting subsidized. And if you're getting it, no one else can get it. So they still can offer the very low price. They are monopoly. I cannot compete with that. Yeah, it's like the natural gas or something, some other like thing. Oh, I cannot compete with it because it's the government is subsidizing. I cannot make it as cheap as they can make. So they have the monopoly. Very good. What else? Google it?
It's also probably, sometimes the government is looking at long term versus short term. So because you've got to build this infrastructure, for example.
Right.
So that's why they need to invest and make a loss. Some companies will not make a loss. They're talking about, profitability and all that. But governments are more of long term building.
Yeah, it could be a little bit of justification of the long-term and the short-term project, but not really the main issues there. Okay, so let's go through all the cost-based monopolies. As one of them you mentioned is the subsidizing by the government and everything. So, two-cost structure facilitate the creation of a monopoly. One, a firm may have substantially lower costs than the potential rivals, maybe cost advantage they have. This is the comparative and competitive advantage they have, as they can reduce the cost. Maybe they're very cheap labor or whatever. Only that one can make it that cheap. No one else can make it. Okay. Second, a firm may produce any given output at a lower cost than the two or more firms. Maybe if it is only one firm, then it's going to be the cost low. It's like more than that, the cost is going to be high. A low-cost firm is a monopoly if it sells at a price so low that other potential competitors with higher cost would lose money. No other firm would be able to enter the market. That's why the monopoly begins. And the sources of the cost advantage over potential rivals are diverse. For example, sometimes they have superior technology. No one else has it. They have the patent, they have the technology. They can just make it very cheap. No one else can make it. So they gain the whole market for themselves. They become a monopoly. All right. Graphical. And let's see the government roles here in monopoly. All right, Justin, tell us how we talked a little, government can enter into this game of the monopoly.
How?
Oh, I mean, like just relate the government's rules and regulation and the economy of the monopoly, of course. It is the really?
I think for government very easy. They just amend their acts or regulation that they can do it already.
Maybe they put some barriers for everybody. Maybe they subsidize. Maybe there are some kind of the tax cut on some other things. So in this case, they are just encouraging one thing and they're abandoning the others. So barriers to entry. Governments create monopolies either by making it difficult for the new firms to obtain a license or operate by explicitly granting a monopoly right to one firm, so excluding the other firms. Second, by auctioning a monopoly to a private firm, a government can capture the future value of the monopoly earning. However, for political or other reasons, governments frequently do not capture all the future profits. Patent is an inclusive right granted to the inventor of a new and useful product, process, substance, or design for a special whatever it is. So you all familiar with what it is. Advertising. A successful advertising campaign shifts the monopolist market demand curve onward and makes it less elastic. So it can make it really less elastic. So it's like whatever changes you make, that one is like fixed there. You push the price up, still the quantity demanded, it is there. Okay? The mathematical interpretation of these things. And I think this one also like some very easy concepts that you can go ahead and read through. And let's see what is oligopoly and monopolistic and the competition all together 3-in-1, like the 3-in-1 coffee. Okay, what is cartel? I think you all know it, right? So you get together, you come up with some decision, and then you control. So, Felerence, tell us about cartel. Loud, please, because
our students over there, they might be cartels when firms that are producing the same product agree to limit their production so that the price is maintained. That way to take OPEC.
Okay, good, very good.
Yes, the oil producers, they agree that they will limit the amount of oil they produce so that they maintain a certain level.
Okay, good. Let us ask Sivali.
What is it?
Cartel.
Cartels.
Yes.
Trying to research a bit.
Through your research, you've done it. Okay, let's see what you have found for cartel then. Share with us.
It says two members actually trying to agree on certain terms.
It's not only 2 members, there might be many members. It's oligopoly, 2 or more. Okay, so?
Then it results the market's prices to increase, and then the firms actually gets more profit.
All right, how? It's like they set the price or they control the quantity or what?
Yeah.
Maybe both.
Output.
They can
reduce the output.
Yeah. Yeah. Through 2 ways. Setting the prices or their quantity. So if they're producing this amount, usually in oil, all the time you have it, then they all get together and decide, okay, now we're going to produce this amount of barrel of oil, and we're going to set this price for that. All right. So, anything you want to share with us? Anything else?
Nothing. No, that's it.
Nothing. You make a carton by you three. Okay, if you're moving the cartel, you can just plug off the voice thing, so I cannot hear you when you're discussing. Then you can give us the my result and decide, okay, what kind of cartel you have decided over there. Yeah. But do you think all the cartels would be successful, whatever they decide? Why?
Depends on the market also.
Not really.
Not really, I don't think so.
If the members in a cartel is many, huge, they might not agree, especially if it involves various countries.
Yeah.
Each one has its interest.
But let's say they officially agree. In a meeting, they do agree. Okay, all of us agree. Then let's go for this price, for this quantity. What can be there to make problem?
They cheat.
Yeah, not finished. They might cheat. Because all you do is okay. And then on your back, they're selling at a very different price and making their own benefits. So they can do it, right?
Usually, illegal.
Yeah, of course it's illegal. They decided that something and someone is cheating. It's coming from the name cheating.
And can end up in fines, huge fines.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, but if he's not caught. However, it is complicated, but it's just a very easy way to understand it. Okay. Cartel objective, of course, is going to be for higher profit. No one is going to make a cartel for lower profit. Oligopolistic firms have an incentive to form cartels in which they collude in setting prices or quantities so as increasing their profit. The organization of the OPEC, the petroleum exporting countries, of course, is a big example of the cartel. The basic functioning, typically each member of the cartel agrees to reduce its output from the level it would produce if it is acted independently. As a result, the price rises because now it's less quantity is produced, so the price would rise. Because there are more demand, and as more demand, the price would push up.
This OPEC, they feel to control the oil price.
They failed.
Looking at the oil price now?
No, yes.
Yeah, because it's many other factors include that. But let's say they don't do anything and still, it would hit more even. Yeah, if it is just let it go, then it's going to be even more. They do some action, however, there are other factors affecting the oil price as well. There are especially this political instability, and especially in the Middle East.
US is not agreeing to fix prices.
Yeah.
They are producing more to the food.
Many things, exchange rate.
I think they wanted to control because of this ISIS thing. People are supporting the terrorist things. So they're trying to reduce our revenue. Such that even now, Saudi Arabia is giving 10 times.
Yeah, I tell you, the politics is everywhere. It's like you go everywhere, you want to do anywhere. It's the very thing behind it, controlling all of us. It's politics. And of course, who's politics? Those people who are in power. And who is in power? That you know, yes. Okay. Let's go. So typically, each member of a cartel agrees.
Another important point. They never add in your country as a cartel.
Which one?
Iran is not the cartel,
The cartel, he's not.
Iran is not the cartel for this OPEC,
Yeah, but it's again, it can have effects.
He actually restrict Iran to come out all the oil quite some time. Then now actually restriction actually limit Iran many years already. So of course now Iran freeze from the restriction already.
This is you know what, you need to put aside because it's tons of sanction from here and there, everywhere is coming from the top end of my country.
Correct. I mean, then the supply is suddenly broke. I mean, it's not under the cartel, then the supply actually suddenly come up.
Yeah. It's many things. I never liked politics. I never liked it.
But now they are now out of the sanction area. It means that we might be part of the cartel.
Then it might be quite big changes. But let's see if they are to be removed or not. No one knows. Tonight is sleep, tomorrow something happened. No more. Sanction, still put another sanction. Come on, for God's sake. And the thing is the games that I would never be able to understand, that I didn't think is like just they are the players. So who knows? I don't know. Anyway, in case you have some politics subject, do you have something? You don't have anything. Yeah, then that's all policy behind it. So let's see. I am a number person. Okay, just calculate. Okay, let's go. Typically, each member of the cartel agrees to reduce its output. So when they reduce the output, the supply is low. When the supply is low, the demand would grow higher and still be competitive, and the price will push up. And the firms earn higher profits. If the firms reduce market output to the monopoly level, they achieve the highest possible collective profit. Why cartel forms? Of course, because they want to raise their profit as much as possible. A cartel forms if members of the cartel believe that they can raise their profits by coordinating their action. A cartel takes into the account how changes in any firm's output affect the profit of all members of the cartel. Therefore, the aggregate profit of the cartel can exceed the combined profit. And now, why cartels fail? We discussed earlier. Cartels are generally illegal in developed countries. The high fine and the jail, as you said, is going to be imposed if they see and they find out about the cartel. Some cartels fail because they do not control enough of the market to significantly raise the prices. What about the internal? The cartel members have incentive to cheat. If a member thinks its firm is just one of the many firms, so the extra output is hardly affect the market price, and they would do it, and maybe they think, okay, they would notice, so that's going to be okay.
Okay, Mitra, just so one clarification. In terms of cartels, in monetary policies, is there an example?
That one you can do it and you can add it to your assignment. But monetary policy, oh, that we are here. Let me talk a little bit about monetary policy and the fiscal policy. I give you 5 minutes. By the time I can gain back my voice, look through and you. What happened to Venus again?
Okay. Even out for.
Even today is.
All right. So, 5 minutes. Find out about the government policy, monetary policy, fiscal policy. Go ahead, do the research, and explain it in 2 minutes. Why is it? Oh, it's just water, it's not the. Couldn't open it. Okay. Shirin and Christina. Paula was absent. Why Paula did you not attend today? Hello, Star. Miss. Hello, Miss. That's yes.
Sorry, who do one high? That's another market.
Oh, they put them. Oh, yeah. No, my car is not there. Should not be there. Yeah. Let me find my direction first. So.
Kalau pakai kereta, you tahu jalan, bagus ni 3 jam habis sikit. Awas jam, standard 4 jam. Standard. Ada wedding invitation dekat Teluk Intan.
Teluk Intan loh.
Hansen.
Oh, it's a very nice veggie market. Very fresh.
Tak lari punya.
Don't move, just not forget to 10.
4 jam tak lari punya.
It's like very fresh and colorful veggie and fruits.
Oh yeah.
It's all
Paling
fruits
cepat pun
and
3
veggie.
jam.
Teluk Intan before Ipoh, after Ipoh. Before Ipoh.
Oh, no, different road. You don't go to the sea, you don't go straight down. Ipoh is faster, 2 hours you can reach. Intan cannot. Minimum 3 jam, itu pun you bagus the drive. 110 or 20 punya. 3 jam. Ini jalan sampai sana, you keluar video.
Tapi wedding biasa don't time kan? Menuju sampai
Teluk Pinang jadi
sudah janji sama.
Okay, so you may have your 10 minutes break now too. So, yeah, go ahead. Then come back and do the 5 minutes discussion. Is the Googling and research tutorial thing. Then in 15 minutes we see each other again. Usually, how many words you have for your other assignments? 60% assignment.
400.
4,000. So no wonder it's a 6,000.
You want 6,000?
5 to 6.
5 to 6. And tired, I'm already tired. Many words.
No, I enjoy reading it. Oh, very good. So,
I scared I need to see you again later.
no.
Too many words already.
No, please do not see me. Just see me in the convocation.
Assignment.
5,000 words.
I think I need to go early. So I need to attend
4 hours
from here.
Yes.
From 4 hours, you have to drive to reach to somewhere. To
You want to reach 3 hours, you drive at 40 lah.
Oh, you're crossing by
Yeah,
Okay. Go ahead, but do not rush.
No, friend, I
It's better you not skip here. You will reach
Ipoh is
late.
faster, 2 hours, 1.5
So go. Safely?
Yeah.
Yeah, good to see you and hope to see you in convocation.
I
Not again.
any no, I mean any assignment.
Yeah, just you can email me in case it's in the. You can call. It's like it's after how to say. Text me first, and I might be in the class or something. I want to take the phone. Yeah. The best way is just email me, and I will give you the direction of the day. Okay, thank you very much. Bye. Lots of weddings apparently in your family, right?
Yeah. My third wedding April.
Kau keluar video.
Video eh?
Keluar video.
Mana yang cepat? Mana cepat eh?
Highways lah.
Highways lah.
Highways kau keluar video lah. Video tu you nak
Highways on lah.
Oh, video.
Teluk Intan. Dia kata dekat dengan badan polis hospital.
Kau keluar video, okay. Kau akan jumpa tulisan tak peperangan.
Kamu dalam tu, tak tahu jalan.
Kalau kau ikut alur,
Just one thing, guys. Please, do your best to pass it. Oh, come on, you have paid all the money. You've been here like 12 hours listening to me. I just say, if you really do your thing, you're gonna pass. But if you leave it for a few days, assignment, rushing, copy paste, of course, I'm sorry to say, and then you won't be able to pass. So, study, do the thing properly, pass. And get the distinction, of course, if you put more of it. Okay?
You did. When is the due date? Submission?
You can get it from the
Yes.
Tatang Lemon paling awal.
Oh,
ya. Wah.
Busy man ah.
Busy man. Busy man ya. Main namanya dia jahat ni.
Oh, jahat ah. Oh, ini
jahat. Jahat. Hai.
Do some research.
Nanti kau讲。
Nanti sampai ada sampai.
Oh, yang sampai工作上面。
OK 咯，很正常，我觉得。
不，参与工作。
啊？
参与工作。是啊。教课我不要过那个。他课的时候啊，我要把人家那些口令说给他看一下。
怎么样？
你拿工作给看人家的是谁？我感觉你好会的，要走。
上面好。做火箭。
是吧？那是有不一样嘛？叫人家 before code 之前啊，现在科技然后还有小米全部那些做过的火箭的那 cost 啊，这边说了那边的火箭
那水分水在哪里？
还是9月啊？
啊，9月。这边主要大厂的校长做了，这边是厂在做了。
Mitra, I also had to go at around 3:45.
It's okay, no problem. I already put you, if you don't have any questions, actually it's not much to cover. We almost have finished the very main important thing. The main important thing comes back to, come on, is it the demand and supply? And the case, like from the perspective of the consumer, from the perspective of the producer, and today is like those consumer suppliers, producer suppliers, and of course all the different stages of the organization, corporation. So we almost finished the very main things that we need to know for this module. The rest, yeah, just study. You can get use of many other supplementary things online. So good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You don't have model answers, do you?
Model answers? No, just I told you, especially for the case study, there is no right or wrong answer. It just depends on how you can justify the answer that you're giving. No, it's not if you write something that you get smart. You forgot to disconnect the audio.
Are you only teaching this subject, Dr. Mitra, or any other topics teaching as well?
Here I have taught this subject, finance for decision making, in Myanmar Center, mergers and acquisition. In the university that I am joined for full time, I'm teaching more finance, risk management, financial derivatives, risk analysis, and all those more mathematics side of finance. Okay, bye. Bye, bye.
下个礼拜多2个礼拜来多一次就没有了。
啊，200多块啊？200啊
？methodology 会上来了。
几个人？
这需要播一个methodology。
没有。
是1天还是2天？2天吧。
没有，
这是是吧？
我们6人。
No, I think you have a time limit to move out. Like you need to move out.
玩2年是玩2年。
Sure.
对不对？你是在多少？你是在哪？
我们这啊。还有7个人。
对，我们第几个啊？第3个。没有可以考虑，可以考虑。
Have a key? So I think you need to actually go and get some fun. I don't know.
想到了农苗，我不开始去肉。
今天就开始看第4条了。对。你这几个你做完了？
我还有一个下个，还有一个是。
哦，就完了。
几块？
哎呦，
我还有下个说吗？
哦，
一边的，差不多。
Check it out the car.
Okay.
The car park here. Will they? How we able to go out?
Hey. Tonight after 11.
Yeah.
Can go out.
No, it was at here. This side.
It's the same.
You can't go out again.
Where you park your car?
No, I don't have the car.
No.
I came in one week ago. I don't have the car. It's a hundred dollars. It's an interesting market. Very interesting.
Two lanes, right? The one near to the shop then is safe. The main road here is not safe. see all the stores.
Yeah, absolutely. I just keep one listing there.
Yeah, so it's about after 11 o'clock you can go out. It's there.
I didn't even let it.
So worst come to worst, you open your bonnet and sell something.
Let me say
Or else you don't know what to do at 11. Sell something.
Oh, you say you're not being.
Get some packages of something. Sell something. Or sell the DBA class or DBA class to the auntie uncle. Then you get commission 1,000. Sell something.
我可以 extend 去可能讲我是做 Malaysia 吗？我 extend 去 Thailand 还是哪里啦？ASEAN region 啦，哇，再去配一些 question 再回来就把它就收了，是吧？里面的东西像小线一样，小线不会，还不能少学啊？啊，少学。我每次才做6个7个了嘛，然后8个9个，我这里7个，啊8个9个。
如果我们转，如果是那个，
那他给个 syllabus
啊，
我们的 syllabus 跟着来做。
哦，实际上，
叫我们赶11页那 information 嘛。
10
页。
今天10页啊。
我都不要赶他嘛，我觉得那块可能不好，他可能他 MQN 有高低，有些出去的
没有 ，MQN 人看我们这个，他看我们的那个。
你们是第一个 batch 看那个店，
他看我们的 disease 呢。
Fatima, next time you come, you should stay in Marriott or Westin or Grand Millennium, Bukit Bintang area. Easy access.
Where is it?
It's a downtown.
Yeah, I know.
You can stay here. You have to go in and out.
叫我们赶那我给他去签。
Marriott.
第49。
Marriott, Westin.
有一年呐。
These three are all together.
对啊，也是这种比较。
你做完了，你还要安排 YY 咧，YY 的还有 correction 咧，不是 correction 毕业的啦。
要啥 mission 要你知道吗？
这个 maybe 7 or 8 times
那个 software 啊，就可以用了，那个 software 对吧
So you decided to sell something, right?
都是自己。
Sorry?
You have decided to sell something?
Sell what?
Sell the pasar malam.
No, I don't think. I thought of the dog because I'm cutting the covers. So this is it. How
Sunday only.
我看到 SCF
Next time you come, you park to the external one.
也有的吧？
No, I'm okay. I can take cover. You say it's fine.
Apa ini?
啊，
that's correct.
很复杂一下的，
Yeah.
我跟你讲了，就还要做这个
You know, allow it to go outside.
No, you say it's fine.
checking。
对，马上的这是，变他就
再讲啊，
那讲摸一下摸你听了，就只能做东西了嘛。
他们有干
我就讲这样子，
你现在可以讲
你要去想要怎样子去考虑我都错了。
对吗？这样就是
完了，我们要感谢我的 master 啦，我就拿我的到 research reference 到 chapter 3啊 literature review 啊，给他看，然后我改一些东西，做到 literature review。
你不要讲，那我说对不对？
啊，我不要告诉他啊，
他知道那个语言嘛，
There's one hotel near you can try.
No, don't go there, don't go there.
There's one hotel here is.
没有，以前我做 business model 也是一个practice 嘛，我可以做 business model 里面有很多 cost structure 啊，就是 revenue stream 啊，我可以做 cost structure 啊，做深一点 cost structure 怎样子做这种 discount 的 various cost。
JW Marriott. Westin.
再去哪里现在回来，哪里有
This is hotel. So every time you come, you should stay differently. I travel lines, no? Free advice.
对了，我的那些 literature review 啊，都可以用回去。
有的讲后面我那个我的那个真的，
Easy way. Everything.
Access, everything is there.
就是什么都不买，都是可以。
你最少省掉前面4个 chapter 到 research 到 method 都省了，只是导演的 decision 做过，省掉一半了。
我们那些做不可能，那个办案的
quite more.
Another one is Mandarin Oriental and
Yes.
Buy one, stay on one condo. After you finish study, sell it off. Then your tuition you will see one.
Yeah.
I buy one.
Good idea.
Buy one condo.
Assignment will be
invest one condominium here. You buy one unit of apartment, condominium here. After your study, you sell it off, you make money. All your school fees also off.
You buy one hotel here.
One hotel.
100K. 100,000 USD. Around that.
What to consider?
100,000 USD.
You get one bedroom one, single room.
Studio.
But you know, you tell it, we don't count on 1,000 one, we count on million one.
Yeah, in LCC area, you got 1 million.
Yeah.
Single room.
Studio.
Ringgit,
Ringgit. Studio. Ringgit.
How
It's
much?
about 300
One room
K
studio?
USD.
You
One
buy,
studio in LCC
you buy one
area.
hotel here, after you graduate, you sell it off.
Yeah.
Then
Two
you-
hotel I buy too.
You buy one at the hibiscus, not the one at the business class.
Hey, too far already,
Every near the airport, water chalet, every room got swimming pool, got sleep room.
Every room.
Every room got swimming pool.
Then you need to buy one helicopter already.
We got helicopter pad already. We have the only helicopter pad is in my hotel. So to come here, then okay, I do direct. Whenever you are not staying there, I feel I can stay there.
No, you have to take care of the house. Sometimes you need to overnight because you fall through, to ensure night everything safe.
I make sure my event team and my housekeeping team take very good care of the unit. No, in Dubai you have the farm, right? Farm, Jumeirah. Here in Pakistan we have hibiscus. This is it. Flower, national flower shade and water. Dubai 1 million, 2 million, right? US dollar 1 million. Here, very cheap. Tomorrow I can call my company.
Dubai different, no. His neighbor is Jakarta capital, no.
Okay. Here better, amigo.
Amigo.
Amigo offer going to all the assignment over and ask him to settle it.
Hibiscus is a flower. So you can invest the water chalet or you can invest the building. Here is a helicopter pad, the yellow color.
I think this one is much better.
Better, the room very big, 2 king size bed. Very big.
What is it?
The room, 2 king size bed. Very big room. And then you got
From here, 1 hour.
Driving one up.
Very good one.
At night, fountain.
Very good. Free driver. Free driver. No need to buy car.
Yeah.
All like
You don't need to invest any car.
When he's not around, you pass the key to give it to him. But back then,
You see, we open the hole here, you can see the sea. You see, we open the fish. This is taman laut, I guess. A lot of fish.
Bigo, another foundation customer. No, total Mitra.
Yes.
Another foundation customer for Bigo.
You want to invest?
Very good.
Hibiscus, my hotel.
Okay.
Hibiscus, Lexis Hibiscus in Port Dickson.
Alright, so you
Water
are
villa,
making
water
a
villa.
hotel.
Water villa, you can see, you got swimming pool inside the room, you got the sauna room inside, sea view, very nice. There is a hole inside the room, you can see the water inside.
It means
Inside the room,
inside the room there is a hole. You see
we
the
open,
sea.
you can see, we put a glass panel, you can see the sea through the sea.
It's a very good idea, wonderful idea, but in Port Dickson, the water is so dark.
Oh.
I agree.
No.
I agree.
This
No,
one,
straight on opposition until someone is totally lovely.
Yeah, no, it's like dark, like you cannot see anything.
this is in Teluk
Yeah, but if it is in better, yeah, right.
Teluk Kemang. The water is green. You can do fishing.
You can do fishing, but you cannot see the fish. You may know this is a fish because something is making it.
No fish, rubbish all day.
Even now, the smoky fish is like going through
There,
that city.
this area, anytime you put the fish is like this. This area.
Yeah, could be, but it's not that. For example, if it is the crystal clear water, you can see even the fish.
You want to see the fish until
Okay, tomorrow I put one aquarium in
No,
your
next
room.
time you want to go there, you have to inform him earlier. Then you go and buy one fish from the market.
Fish market, who knows? The sea like this, and you can plug in, and then if you see there might be two. One is either the first person who got it, and second is like his. So maybe they got it with the thing, the one.
The plastic bottles is really dark color.
Yeah, it's very dark.
No lah, this one green color. Teluk Kemang is green color. 8 miles, not 8 miles.
I thought the whole
8 miles.
stress already polluted. Well, how come that area?
This one is a taman laut.
You see, from 800 meters away is green.
Green color. Really lah, green color. Only you cannot see the fish. You must go with a fishing rod.
Or maybe they come up with some technology to project some green light in the water, so they change the color of the water. Marketing purpose.
They also finish what you call it, sea now. And there's another sea.
So in each room you provided this
Swimming
thing?
pool.
In the swimming pool.
We have swimming pool in each room, private. So
And since you have invested so much money there, because it's like a luxurious, very luxurious, why you didn't go and invest it in some other islands that you have?
they love my stuff. We have 3 properties all together there.
Yeah, because you know you're spending a lot of money. So just if you wanted to spend it in the more clear waters.
Now we got the beach. The green color, the water is green. We cannot see the fish.
But it's nice, very nice.
Also very nice. Good photographer.
Thank you, the Photoshop.
Photoshop.
Yeah, especially nowadays, you see the pictures. Wow, so handsome. Wow, so pretty. And then you see it's like, is that good? Thank you, Photoshop, new technology. Okay. What was the question that we were talking? Now that Minesh is back.
Monetary and fiscal.
Minesh, stay there for 1/2 an hour. Then you're gonna finish. Then you can go home.
Yeah.
What was the last topic that we were discussing?
Monetary and fiscal policy.
Yeah, very important because you do know you do need to know my battery really finishes now. Okay, to understand the monetary policy and the fiscal policy. However, monetary policy for your assignment, and then discuss all transmission to the macroeconomic mechanism. Okay. Did you finish your research?
What topic?
Position.
Position. I just finished the position only.
No, monetary policy, fiscal policy. Okay? Have you finished your guys?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. You finished too? Let's start with Ayman. You know it?
Yes.
Okay, you have this good, very good sixth sense then. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so fiscal policy.
Just have me through because I really cannot talk.
Okay, so fiscal policy is what the government uses its expenditure revenue to influence the economy.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the monetary policy is when the controls of the monetary sector of the economy uses what do you call it, control of money, or the ability of money to control the economy.
How?
Okay, so for instance, the aim of
Give one example for each of them. Fiscal policy. Let's move. So, all right, go ahead. You. Yes,
Fiscal policy, government is using the revenue and expenditure control, for example, through tax.
Very nice. One of the things that the government is implementing to kind of keep the economy the way she needs to be is through tax.
Yes. So monetary policy is...
Okay, let's stop here. I will shift to Johor. Johor, tell me another thing that the government can do through fiscal policy.
Public investment, public expenditure. The government invests in infrastructure.
Very good. Infrastructure, another way that the governments can go and then invest in it and whatever they want to do. Moving back to who, Fatima?
Not really protection.
Fatima? You're in protection? Fatima? Okay. What we're talking about? You remember? Yes. Okay. So tell me, fiscal policy. It's hot from the oven. Just reading through the Google and maybe getting some help from Alex.
Dubai don't have this problem.
Dubai.
No recessions.
No recessions. Yeah.
Only Malaysia have recessions.
Oh, okay. All right, Dubai. Fiscal policy in Dubai. Mokim, help him. Mokim, up.
MRT. Infrastructure, government building the MRT, they are part of the fiscal policy.
So, and then they do what? By this, making all this, for example, whatever they're making.
Making the economy, the country economy still going to some big projects going on.
All right. Let's switch to monetary policy. Justin. Oh no, Justin was looking up fiscal, and now I said monetary look down. I believe monetary is down. No, because he was looking up, and then I said monetary, and immediately he looked down. Okay, Let's see, go ahead. What's in the laptop of Justin?
It's a process by which monetary authority of a country control the supply of money.
Who is the main player here?
Central bank.
Central bank.
Very nice. Central banks. Give me, you just tell me one example, and then I switch to another studio for that. First one,
control the interest rate.
Very nice. So they control interest rate. So sometimes in the crisis time, you have heard some countries, they change their interest.
Yeah.
Let's switch to no. Another way.
Another way for?
Monetary policy. What topic we discussed yesterday? Do you remember?
We discussed building yesterday.
We discussed one of the things that governments can intervene and very nice exchange rates. Who can remember from yesterday's discussion? Not you three, the rest with no background. Yeah. Oh, let us ask Vinesh. Vinesh, were you here when we talked about exchange rate?
Yes, and currency and also the what do you call it, supply of money.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, could you please help us? That the different types that we discussed yesterday. Approved by what? Supply and demand of the currency. Dinesh, are you following me? Okay. What's that?
You have the floating exchange rate.
Yeah.
You have the peg rate.
Very nice. And you peg it, it means that you kind of attach it to another currency, meaning that the other currency going up or down, this currency, your currency is going to up or down. So it's going to be pegged. We do have fixed exchange rate, which is fixed, previously based on the gold. But now this could be just fixed to anything. Usually the reserve, the gold reserve from any country. And then we do have the managed floating, or we call it dirty floating. When the government let us be free floating, but at the time of the crisis they intervene and they change something. How they change? They might, I don't know, it's like they in a way they would have hands in the supply and demand of that currency. They do something, so yeah, buying and selling, and then they would shift the supply and demand. They come up with the, let's say, different equivalent price for that currency. Okay?
Well, yeah, last time I heard that, let's say you want to play 30 things, you have to make sure your reserve fund, the central bank, is a limit that only you can fix it. It's like without that reserve, you can't fix the rate.
You should have that.
Yeah.
So, let that we are here. Okay, let me summarize the rest of the thing, and then I discuss something very, very important. There are few points in this, but I would explain it in the explanation because I am quite sure you really don't like me to read from the slides one by one, and then you would feel much more sleepy. And let's just change it to the one wholesome topic in finance and economics and all those things. I would relate it to the exchange rate now that we are talking about these very important macroeconomic factors. But let me just wrap up the whole slides. All right, in the later slides, in another set, you would have this game theory. You just read through, because sometimes the economics model and everything would be more understandable by the game theory, Nash equilibrium, and all those things. Also, you do have some very easy concepts like the moral hazard, and just read through. I am pretty sure you wouldn't have any problem in understanding all those things. It's just a very, very easy concept as you read through. And externalities, for example, still just the topics that it needs only reading. But the things that I'm going to discuss now, which is important, not in a sense of economic, but more into the management side and the finance side of it. When we're talking about exchange rate, and especially we are talking about MNCs, we would have these exposures. Let's say I am a multinational company, and I know that I'm gonna need this amount of raw material next year, and I have to pay from this country. And if I want to buy that amount of that thing next year, I have to pay by different currency. If the currency, their currency, is fixed, I have no problem. From this year, I know that I'm going to pay this exact amount of the, let's say, whatever it is next year. But what if it is fluctuating? So you wouldn't know that if it fluctuates in a way that you may benefit, or it may fluctuate in a way that you may make loss. For benefiting, no problem. You're not taking any action. For loss, of course, you're going to face this risk of losing money. So, this one is all about transaction thing. You want to buy something, you want to pay it in other currency, and then you're afraid that the price of that currency is changing. Right, David? Okay. So, what is your suggestion? Very nice. A very beautiful word, hedging. But I'm pretty sure some of you might not have heard of it. What is hedging?
Forward contract.
It's not only forward contract. What's the meaning of hedging?
Fix exchange rate.
Is it only about exchange rates?
Only commodities.
How you want to fix it?
Let's see what's the current price you want. You think that with this price you can fix any second round.
So it's going to be a contract.
With the bank.
What type of contract? Vinesh, do you know what type of contract? Vinesh, you were from IT too. Engineering, I believe? Engineering. right? Engineering. So maybe so new for you. Okay, tell me what types of contracts and what do we call them? Any idea? We have exposures to exchange rate fluctuation. We are going to have transaction in future, and definitely we are exposed to the fluctuation of the exchange rate. So what do? No said that we will write the contract. So, and then we fix the price over there. I will say, okay, let's get together. I'm going to buy this amount of the currency. Let me help. Fatima is looking for the power outlet, I believe.
No, it is a multi-socket.
Fatima, you can unplug.
No, it is a multi-socket.
Yeah.
My charger.
So, let's go back. We have some situation here. Let us solve this situation here first. Okay, by the time they figure out, let me ask you a question. David, what do you think this contract, what are the main elements that you need to write in that contract?
The exchange rate,
Let's say we are going to buy an exchange rate.
the agreed price.
Very nice. So the agreed price should be there. First. Second.
The quantity.
Very nice. The amount should be there. The quantity. How much USD you want, for example? How much oil you want? How many stocks you want? What else?
Time.
Duration, the timing of delivery.
Very nice. The time of the delivery should be there too. All these contracts, they come under different categories. We call them financial derivatives. Why we call them derivatives? Fellows, now I can ask you. Why we call it financial derivatives? Why we call it derivatives?
Those are the ones that I make a deal.
I know. That's why I'm asking you. That's what you said. And you would feel it. Then I'm asking some economic things from the others. So let's share the feeling, right? Share this feeling.
The derivatives, because I think
it's very interesting.
We are expecting in the market which is not like open.
No. Just tell me why derived.
Why derived?
We call it derivatives, derived.
No, derived because you are using something else. You are estimating.
We are using contracts.
Yes.
But
we are using contracts, but we are using future. You are estimating the future.
yeah, why we call it derived? It's when the derivation is the derivative when it's coming.
Is it because you are using the expected conditions to?
Not condition. Alex, why derived or derivative?
Future is unexpected.
Future is unexpected, but what is it's not the deriving thing, it's the derivation thing. You derive it. You take out. Yes.
Price is fixed.
No.
So future delivery is contracted for future delivery.
Yeah, it's all about the contract about future delivery. Yes. But why we call it derivatives?
Safety one.
Not really.
On safe side. To me, on the safe side.
No.
The performance of agreements in the future.
No. Kim, any help?
Values of future price fluctuation.
Depending
It is
upon
related to price, but the way you say it now. We call it derivatives because the value of these instruments, because they are financial instruments, right? They are contracts that it would allow you to buy something at the fixed price or to sell something at the fixed price. And it's all about the future. And we call it derivatives because the value of it will be derived from the underlying assets. And now another word, underlying asset. Amos looks now very interested. What is underlying asset?
No, we're not getting ready to understand what you're
Yeah, exactly. It's very, very complicated. It's the most complicated topic in finance world. And I'm not teaching you finance. I'm not going to go through that. And I love this subject. You know why? Because I can make my students very confused. And that's the beauty of it. And then when it goes like later on, I don't know, maybe in future I may teach you finance.
what is underlying asset?
It's very interesting. Yes?
What is underlying asset?
Yeah, you don't ask the question. Minesh, what is the underlying asset? Is it some asset that then the underlying with markers?
Is it a contract?
The contract, no, the contract is not underlying asset.
That's underlying asset.
Alex, tell us. You should be able.
Interest,
Come on. Any suggestion? Fatima, any suggestion? Underlying asset?
Interest.
Wait.
Is it a good price?
Come on, guys. If you're talking about exchange rate, it means that you're going to buy exchange rate. If you're talking about, let's say, wheat in future, and you're afraid that the price of wheat is going up or down, then you're talking about wheat. If you're talking about oil, and we make a contract for oil, then it's going to be the oil should be in our contract.
Yes.
What type of asset we're talking? The underlying asset. The underlying asset can be commodity, can be a stock, can be anything, can be currency.
So is the commodity in question or the
It's the underlying asset. Could be currency, could be commodity, could be stocks, could be anything.
So it's alright saying the item in question.
Exactly. The item of the thing that you're gonna make a contract on it. The quantity of what? The price of what? And what time deliver what? And all those whats are the underlying asset. Going back to the beginning. So the derivative is financial instruments that their value is derived from the value of the underlying asset. If you're talking about the exchange rate, of course it's going to be derived from the price that it is expected for the future or today. That's why we call it derivative, because the value is derived from the value of the underlying asset. It's not coming from the, if you're talking about the currency, euro, it's not that we are talking about the value of the USD. We're talking about the value which is derived from euro. Okay? We have different types of the contracts. One, which is almost not informal because still is a contract. It should abide by all the rules for the contract, which all the elements should be written there. Okay, I need this amount of the currency delivered at this time, and I'm going to buy this currency at this rate in contract. Next year, for example, next year comes, there will be one buyer, one seller, because for any contract, you would have two parties, one buyer, one seller. Next year comes, if it is a forward contract, both parties have to follow. The buyer should buy, the seller should sell. If the fixed price that we fix it today, next year it comes, and next year price becomes higher than today's price. if I am buying, am I happy or sad? I have to buy it. I make this agreement and I have to buy it. It's a forward contract. It's the obligation to both parties. I'm going to buy. The fixed price in the contract is less than the next year price when the next year comes. Am I happy or sad? I'm very happy because I'm buying it in a cheaper price. And of course, the one who is going to sell it to me, not happy. There will be only one situation, maybe a win-win situation, and that's when
Price
Price
change.
no price. Price in the future is going to be the same price as written in the contract. So, forward contract, we have a little bit of this topic in these two. It's mentioned option and everything. It's not, unfortunately, of course, there is not much time to put all these things here. So I'm giving you this hint in case you read through, you see option, you see derivatives, then you know what you're studying. The forward contract is being made over the counter. It means that it's not traded in exchange, highly regulated market. You and me, we get together, we sign a contract, everything is done. Of course, should be legal. One very important feature of forward contract. Let me ask you this question later on. Let's talk about future contracts. We have future contract, we have forward contract, we have options, and of course we have swaps. For now, I'll give you a very thorough explanation of these four. Future contract is more formal. It will be just traded in the exchange market. What's the exchange market? Have you seen all these movies? The wolves are overseas, they're shouting everything and saying, oh, so they could be the future market. It's similar to the stock market, but they are trading all the future contracts. Again, both parties are obligated to do so. However, there is one difference, not only one, two differences between the two. The formal one, which is over the counter, it is customized amount. How much you need? It's between you and me together. So this one amount you need, okay, I write it in this contract. This amount you need. But when it comes to the future, it is standardized. I always give this example to my students to remember the difference, because I tell you this and then tomorrow I ask what was the forward and future. Which one was in the exchange? Which one was in just over the counter? I will bring this example. You want to make omelets at night or cake, something. You need eggs. It's the over the counter, the very small shops down to your house. Small auntie is like, and then it's a small shop and auntie is selling something, a little bit of you here and there, everywhere. You want to only 2 eggs. You go downstairs, you bought it from the small shop, or you go to Aeon, you buy it from the supermarket, the very big regulated market. That one. Which one you go for? If you want to compare over the counter with the highly regulated exchange market. And you only need 2 eggs. Those who have done the shopping, they should know if you go to Aeon, you cannot buy 2 eggs. You need to buy the whole pack. It's standardized. But over the counter, the auntie they are selling their small goods. They can sell it only 2. You only need 2? Okay, 2. 2 for you. So the forward contract, over the counter. The future, which is in exchange market, is standardized. Clear? Now I'm going to ask you one question. Which of these 2 contracts will be more liquid? Which one is more liquid? And because when we make What's the liquidity meaning in finance world and economic world?
Liquid faster.
To do what?
Exchange it to cash.
Done. Finish. Very good. How fast you're gonna change it to cash? It's how liquid your asset is. And now, which one do you think is more liquid?
Forward.
Forward the future. What?
The future. I think it's the forward because then people can easily get into.
Why? Because in only 2x, that's not just an example. You can buy with a million x in the forward contract. As far as it is not a standardized pack in 1,000, 1 million, or whatever it is, it means the forward. I just gave that example just to remember. Yeah, forever. And I give you another funny example for this one too.
Because I think the future contract it's going to be in the future at a certain time.
No. Both of them is going to be in future in the certain time. Both of them are contracts which are made between the two parties. Both of them have the obligation for both parties. The seller have to say, the buyer has to buy.
And not many can buy in work as per their future. Not many can buy in the start as like in the standard.
So my question, which one is more liquid?
I think the forward is liquid.
I think the future is more liquid because it's
Why?
in the
No. Both. No. David, what do you think?
None of them is liquid because it's contract.
I have lost track of the question.
You got lost. Okay, no problem. I think it's natural. It's so 4:15. The very last 40, 45 minutes less than. Okay. I just give you again a brief preview. Forward and future contracts are contracts that you make for, let's say, hedging purpose. What is the hedging? Suddenly the eyebrow of Amos was like this. What was the hedging? I lost track. The hedging is when you reduce or maybe you can eliminate the risk. What risk? The risk of fluctuation of the prices when it's not into your favor. When you're gonna make loss in future. You want to buy this amount of the currency next year, you're afraid that the price of the currency would go up, then you want to fix the price in the contract, and then you are sure that you're going to buy this amount in future time. You write a contract, you may go do it over the counter in a bit like more informal way. You may go to that exchange market and buy it from there, the contract. The forward market, the amount is customized to your need. How much you need, how many units. In the future, which is highly regulated, the amount comes in bundle, like the 12 eggs in one box. You buy it, you don't buy it. In case you might, for example, you need 102 eggs, even you may hedge 100 eggs in the pack of 100, is like 10, you pick $10. Okay? I'm just explaining to get the meaning, okay? And then left the two unhedged amount is not gonna be a very big deal even if you're gonna lose money on that too. So you may partially hedge your transaction. Clear? You two over there?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So now I'm going to ask you which one of these two are more liquid. So it means that you can future. Why?
You can bounce out before get your cash first.
What? Let me ask them. Okay, guys. David, you said something?
Forward contract is much liquid.
You sure? Okay, I give you this example. Do you remember that I told you that the forward is customized and future is standardized? I want to buy a suit for myself. I go to my own personal tailor and I ask him to customize, make a suit fit to my body, not 1 millimeter here and there. The customize, very, like totally fit to my body. But that, I may go and buy a suit from, let's say, this hypermarket, again, Aeon, medium size, I buy it. Still, I can fit in, not exactly to my body, but I still fit in. I can, in the medium size. I buy both. I come back home. I don't like it. I want to sell it and just change it to the cash. Which one I can sell faster? The medium size, because it's like tons of people. But the one is like, oh come on, I have like very it's like this one is tight, this one is light, because it was very customized to my body.
After mine, want to look for the buyer, you need to
exactly.
That
one is like standardized. This is might not very relevant, but usually I give this example that you would never forget it. So the future, since it's standardized, and of course it's going to be traded in exchange market, lots of buyers and sellers. So it's like kind of you can change it to cash. And not the difference. Credit risk. What is credit risk? First of all, let me ask them. What is credit risk? Or default risk? Default risk. Both of them.
The risk of the contracts not fulfilled, not picking up.
Exactly. Very nice. One party may fail to do. Which one's got more credit risk? What?
It's not customer.
No, it's just the customer. The thing is like we get together in a contract. You have to buy, I have to sell. The time comes, I'm going to sell, but I'm going to make loss. I run away. You cannot catch me. Catch me if you can. Okay? So, what do you think, guys? Finish? Which one has more credit risk? Which one? Future risk is higher. Okay, no is saying future risk is higher. Why?
Because in between, people can actually, common sense, I look at it, low risk, low return, high risk, high return. Then people can easily.
Maybe it's less return, maybe even there is no risk.
So for other people want to, face, I don't, common sense, strong feeling.
I think the future, because if you have to go for the money, you need somebody who want to get it.
No, it's the contract, it's there, it's written. You know who is the seller, you know who is the buyer, whatever it is, you just.
The risk must be different. The risk.
Yeah, actually, in one market, even if it's like very good market, there is no risk at all. However, there is one reason, big reason behind it.
The borrower didn't take up the.
There is no borrower, one seller, one buyer. At the very end, if it's not to my benefit, I may run away.
The buyer don't take up the things.
Okay, I tell you what. Something you do it over the counter, something you do it in the very high regulated market. Which one is more risky? Come on. Over the counter or a highly regulated market?
Over the counter.
Over the counter is risky. Forward is risky. And of course, it's not the only reason. It's a part of the reason, because exchange market is highly regulated based on the commissions and exchange commission and everything. But there is not the reason. The main reason is something else, which is very kind of complicated. But I give you very small things. In case you're interested, go ahead and buy. I'll just read through. For the future and later on the options, those options which are traded in exchange market, there is this margin. A margin is a pool of investment. I am going to buy, you are going to sell. And of course, the market is regulating everything. The exchange market, the dealers, we have all those people who are involved to make it like doable, actually. So what do? They open some kind of account or something. They ask both of us to top some money, to put some money there. Tomorrow price changes. They look at the price in the contract. They look at the price in tomorrow's price. Tomorrow is like comes and says, oh, price is changing. You're benefiting, I'm losing. Is the money from my part in that pool enough to cover the loss? Yes, never mind. If not, they call me. Come back, top up. Put the margin there. Let's make sure every day, based on the fluctuation of the prices, they top up the amount in the margin. They make sure, even though if I am the loser one, I already put the money there. If I haven't put the money there, they're going to make a margin call, ask me to do that. And then if I do that, even though the time comes, that day is the day I ran away, never mind, the difference is there. No credit risk at all. This procedure that they do it is a very, very important concept in derivative risk management and everything, and definitely you need it. Since you are all entrepreneurs, you're all managers, you do need to have this information. If the money there can cover the loss here, and then they do it every day. Every day. They look at tax, they look at the amount of the money, they check it's not enough, they call it maintenance margin. They make a margin call, come on top up. So they top up, whatever it is, they make sure all these procedure, they call it mark to market. Have you ever heard of mark to market? Yeah, but you never know what it means exactly. And now you know it. They call it mark to market. So it's like, because every day they change. Okay, this is the price today. It's not matched. Marked. Marked. M-A-R-K-E-D. Marked to market. Marked to market. Yeah. So this is the main reason, the very main reason that in future contracts there is no credit risk. Even though the guy runs away, the money is there. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Very nice. Now we move on to the third derivative. We call it option. Very interesting. I can talk about option for 3 weeks. Very beautiful calculation on the option pricing and everything, but I just give you one example thing. The option, the meaning is coming from the name. Still a contract about future time. Still all the elements should be there, the price, the quantity, or whatever. But there is one thing. The option holder has the option to exercise it or not to exercise it. What it means? It means there is no obligation for one party, the option holder. If they hold this option, and if the time comes, they see. If they are losing money, they don't exercise. Only they exercise when they are gaining money. So it means the holder of the option is all the time a winner. So the writer of the option, of course, if it is such a case, should be all the time a loser. Now the question comes. Why? Because it's like the options, we have two parties. One party writes the option, we call it option writer. One party buys the option, we call it holder of the option. The one who is holding the option, he has the right to exercise, not to exercise. He would exercise if it is to his benefit, not exercise if it is not. Okay? But the seller of the option or the writer of the option definitely should exercise it. So what's the use of it? He will end up all the time losing the money. Why? In a sober mind would go to this kind of contract. What do you think?
So the difference for you to go back to
You sell something, you sell the contract to me. You're the seller, you're the writer. And I'm the holder of the option. I would only definitely would exercise it if it is to my benefit. When it's to my benefit, definitely it is to your loss. What's the gain for you?
I think it's mostly to be able to give you stability if you're going to plan something.
Anything, you sold it, I am in gain, you will be in loss.
Yeah, but I'm able to predict, probably. I'm able to say.
That's it. You predict some prices, future time comes. If it is to my benefit, I exercise, it's going to be to your loss. If it is not to my benefit, I don't exercise. Nobody loses. David, what do you think?
The writer of the option may hedge his or her position.
You're actually, it's not the writer, the holder of the option is going to hedge.
The holder of it, okay.
Yeah. What the writer would get from this. Because anyway, the holder would win. For forward and future, one party is winning, one party is losing. You would never know today, it would be in future time. But for the option, they have the option to choose. To exercise the option or not to exercise the option. Amos, what do you think?
I'm still thinking.
Good. It's a very, very interesting topic. Go for it. You do need it for your future. And for maybe now. Let's see, Alex, what he found. What did you find?
Option writer, in either way, he still charge a fee for his.
You found it very well.
For his,
Yes. Since if I am the holder, I have this, let's say, privilege to exercise or not to exercise. And I believe, since I am having this privilege, of course, nothing comes for free. If I am having this privilege, I should pay something, then gain this privilege. The amount of the money I pay to the writer, we call it premium. The premium, you pay it when you buy the option, no matter what. So, in case I would exercise, it means to my benefit. Okay, it depends. If that benefit is exceeding the amount that I have paid to the writer, then I am the winner, the real winner. If not, still the seller will be the winner. Even if I don't exercise, the money is gone. It's not yours anymore.
Really?
Okay? What was the question?
That's a really.
It's.
Really?
I cannot hear you. You say
Like, really?
It's raining.
Is it no? Is it true that the money will just go? Is it?
Yeah, it's true because you want to get this privilege. Of course, you have to pay for having this privilege. And then if I am the seller of the option, I sell the option to many of you. Some of you is like different assets. Some of you might exercise and you might exceed even, you gain. Some lots of you might not exercise, then I can collect all the premium for myself. So I would encourage you. Now, since this is very, very important and very, very nice topic, I want you to go to look for these things that I am telling you. It's very interesting. Call option, put option. The difference between them. Go ahead, 10 minutes. Guys, call option, put option. Okay, 10 minutes you have time.
Call option.
Yeah. Sometimes I say it's like, yeah, call option, put option. It's not about calling. And sometimes even they say
only 2 words. It's only 2 words.
2 words is call and put. Yeah.
No, I mean like the answer. The difference. This one, the right to buy, the right to sell.
Yeah, but the definition is it can be very messy. Okay, go through it.
To understand a little bit more, then we will discuss it.
Amos, what you're not doing your thing. Hired already?
I'm done already.
You're done. Okay. Amos, tell me, what's the difference between a call option and a put option?
Alright, so the put option gives the owner to what do you call it? Not the right, not the obligation.
Okay.
Yeah, to put an underlying security.
To do what?
To put up an
To put.
let me use the same word.
No. Give me just call option. You're fine.
Okay, so the call option gives the right to the owner.
Okay.
To buy an security at a particular time for a specific price.
Okay.
Whereas the put gives the owner the right, but not the obligation to sell another security at a specific price at specific times.
Okay, very good. What happened to Vinesh?
This come in.
Okay, come in. Vinesh.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe you did you search for the call option and put option? Okay, no problem. Amos, now tell me. You sell actually. You sell the call option to me. And I will have the call option, I will hold the call option. The time comes, who is going to buy, who is going to sell?
The holder is supposed to buy, has a right to buy.
Okay.
And then
have the right to buy the option or the asset?
The asset, I mean.
the asset.
Yes.
So I have bought the option, and I would have the right to buy the asset.
Yes.
The time comes, who is going to sell me?
The owner.
The seller of the option or the writer of the option. Okay, put option. Justin.
Put option. Giving the owner the rights to sell the specific amount of underlying security.
So when it time comes, do I buy the option or do I sell the option?
Buy.
I bought the option and I bought a put option. It means that I am entitled to do what?
Sell.
To sell. The time comes, who's the buyer, who's the seller?
You're the seller.
Who's the seller? The owner or the holder? The writer or the holder?
The right.
The writer would sell.
The writer,
Yeah, that's the kind of confusion.
the writer would think the one is
Yeah.
sell.
The writer would sell.
Yes.
The buyer of the option would buy. That's going to be the call option then. David, what do you think?
The holder will sell.
So it means the holder, the buyer of the option, the buyer of the put option would sell.
No, the put option will buy.
Okay, the buyer of the option would sell or the buyer of the option would buy?
Which one?
Put option.
Who sell?
Who sell? Then the writer of the option gonna buy or sell? The put option.
Buy.
To buy.
Yes.
Exactly. Right? It's very interesting. It can be very confusing. Alright? Now you tell me. And to make it less confusing, for buying the option, they use long. For selling the option, they use short. If I tell you long, a call option would mean, Alex?
You buy.
I buy the right to buy underlying assets. So sometimes I say, guys, be careful. The long call, it doesn't mean a phone call which is gonna last for long. Totally different things. You buy the right to buy something. If you short a call option, what do you do? No. If you short a call option, what do you do?
I saw my call option.
It means you sell the right.
I sell the right.
You sell the right to do what?
Buy.
You sell the right to buy to someone else, and when the time comes, the one who is selling is going to be you, because you are the writer. You short the contract. You sell the contract to the buyer. Clear? Clear? Amigo?
In Chinese, it's more straightforward.
More straightforward.
Because the use of the words make a big confusion.
So in Chinese, what do you call long option? It's like long call option. So now I'm going to make you more confused.
Call option, can I summarize as the option to buy?
Yeah, you have the option to buy.
Yeah. Put option is option to sell.
Yeah, that's it. But sometimes when it comes, the right to you buy the right to buy something, you sell the right to buy something, you sell it's like kind of like that. You sell the right to sell something, you buy the right to sell something, then it becomes confusing. Yeah, am I right? But it's very interesting. Now I'm telling you what. Finish. You have a put option. The price is there for next year delivery. Next year comes, the price goes up, will you exercise or option or let it expire? You have put option, you are the holder of the put option, you have bought a put option for next year. Next year the price rises. Will you exercise? Alex says yes. What do you say? You have a put option. Next year comes. Fatima, now tell me, is it that easy that you thought? You have a put option.
Yeah, I exercise.
You exercise.
Yeah.
What about you two? Everybody here is going to exercise.
No, not exercising.
You're not exercising. Why?
Because I'll be selling at a lower price.
Exactly. So why you said you exercise? If you have a put option, it means that you're gonna sell. And if next year comes, the price becomes higher than exercise price, that the price that you quote there. Why you want to sell it cheap? You sell expensive. You let it expire, you go outside, you sell it outside.
Expired, after expired, in loss.
You just will lose the premium.
The market price is higher than what you increase. That's why you let it lapse. So
Yeah, that's because you can sell it outside for better price. Why should you sell it at the quoted lower price?
But you said the price is gone up.
Yeah, the price next year becomes up. You have a put option. Yeah, you have a put option. The put option price is fixed. Next year comes, market price becomes more than this.
you can sell
You can sell outside. Why should you sell at this lower price?
sell it at the market.
Now you have
a. It's not contract, really.
of course it's option. It's option contract. That's why they call it option. Because you have the option to exercise or not to exercise.
But then normally they'll keep interest, right?
No, it's interest. Just when you buy the contract, because you have this privilege, you just pay some fee. They call it premium.
You just lose the fee.
You just lose the fee. That's it.
But if the price drop, the buyer also will buy from you also.
No.
No.
One party, the seller of the option, has to obligation. Only the holder have the privilege. And of course, I would exercise it when I am going to win. Definitely you will be losing if the difference exceeds the amount of the fee that you got, the premium. Interesting, right? Now let's move back to call option. You are having a call option. Guys, here, are you with me?
Yes.
You're having a call option. Next year comes, the price rises. Will you exercise or you let it expire?
Let it expire.
You let it expire. Very good. Agreed? Everybody? That's very fine. All of you are wrong. When you have a call option,
I have the right to buy.
You want to buy. The price next year increases. This price is less. You're gonna buy, you're gonna enjoy it with less price. You exercise. Yes, clear? Yeah, that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it.
Transfer the money in the other method.
Again, what kind of method? No, it's just the option. It's a financial instrument. Okay? So if you have a call option, and what if the price goes down? You let it expire or you still exercise?
Let it expire.
You let it expire. Why? Because you can buy it outside cheap. End of the story. The option would be traded both informal, is like over the counter, and also in exchange markets. If the amount is customized, over the counter. If it is standardized, exchange. And of course, in the exchange market, still we do have margin, and it will be protected, so no credit risk in exchange.
Oh, that's why the bankers, those big banks, they are trying to play this thing with the international market, exchange rate market. Then at the end, they play with us. Okay, let's say you want to play dual currency investments. He'll let you to call option at certain, not call option, fix it at what price. Let's say you can get it, then you got no nothing. But then let's say you cannot get it, then you get certain interest.
So it depends, different practices. As far as it's like there is all these contracts about the future, and it's going to be about could be about anything, can be about the currencies, can be about the commodities, whatever it is. So you may want to use all these derivatives to do the hedging. Now that we have a little bit of time, do you think only if you are at risk you may enter to this kind of market, derivative market, to hedge your risk, or there are other reasons that you may enter? Fast, we don't have much time. Only for mitigation of the risk and reducing of the risk. Yep. Agree, everybody?
And the business maintain business volume. They committed certain business volume, no choice. Need to reduce the risk.
What about you two? Finish? Agree.
If you're able to sell the option as well.
It means that if only I am at risk, I may go and buy this forward future option and everything. I would do it only that time because I want to hedge my transaction. You mean this? Amigo? Yes?
Still digesting.
Still digesting. Okay. Fatima? Yes. You want to mitigate? Only that's why you're going into it. But what if I tell you, someone is going to be very smart player. He doesn't need currency. He doesn't need wheat. He doesn't need oil. But he has some information. He has done the forecasting, and he is pretty sure that if there is some contract there selling at this price, and he is pretty sure next year the outside price is higher than this, he would enter and takes the risk. He's not previously exposed to the risk. He risk it. He, let's say, buy it because he knows future price is going to be higher than. And when I mean future, is not future forward. I mean like in next year price is going to be higher than this. Next year comes, is buying very cheap, immediately on stock, sells it expensive, makes money. These types of people, we call them a special name. And that special name starts with S. We call them, guys? That's it, and speculators. Yes. Okay, this is the story when the...
I thought you were going to say P.
Speculators.
No, P.
What is P?
P for politician.
Oh, that one. Oh, no, speculators. But definitely speculators have enough information about the politics as well, because they know how the market is playing.
No, I mean politicians, they may know the policy make, they are policy makers.
No, those are speculators, they know what's the policy is going to be, what's the interest rate, what's the other changes. They have the good, very good knowledge. They do the analysis, they find a mispriced asset, they go there. It's kind of that they're taking advantage of the mispricing. Okay? This is just, I gave you this like very, very short preview of the starting and very, very interesting topics in finance. And the measures you do need to know. So go ahead, read for yourself, and enjoy the topics. Okay, thank you very, very much, all of you. Again, I insist, I really don't want, because I really don't like to say this, like, I think, come on, it's just, you have 1 month, do your work very well, pass your exam, and also your assignments. and make sure you paraphrase, make sure you do the citation very well, and make sure you send me. I'm not having your own, each of you, email address, so it's not that I would ask you, can you email me the thing? If you don't email that, definitely you're gonna lose.
Can we have your email?
Yes. One more time, I wrote it yesterday. Mitra. This is the ED. Right. Outside. Yeah. Good lunch, all of you. Okay, bye-bye guys from the show. Goodbye. Okay, so any questions? You all the time for our thing. It's very challenging here.
Yes.
Durian.
Oh,
I thought you buy durian.
That's sweet.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you later. Bye. See you in Dubai.他爸我给你们
人不可以的，是哦。
他爸可以，他爸可以，他有另外一个门出的，那边旁边就进来那个门了。哎哎，出得到，出得到的，他爸出得到，我也出过，他出得到，他爸没有问题，
他爸出得到啊。来，好了，这个地方，
不是问题，
一个人，哇，现在没有，
这边啊，
哎，这个呀，这样子啊。
有我会，我会喜欢拍照啊。
我会会。
啊，你会啊？
我们也没定。
他跑得比我们快。
我刚跑什么了？
哎，跑的啊？
你以为啊？来，不是跟你讲拜拜了没？
是呗。
快了，快。没有投入那个，有但我投入的少。You mean to carry?
You need driver or not?
No, I'll call taxi.
You call taxi, okay.
Yeah, but I need the number. Do you have, because yesterday the girl, she just called.
You use the one I use Grab taxi software. Software. Grab taxi.
What?
This one you have to learn because last time you come Malaysia. This is a software you have to download. Grab taxi.
Can you do it now?
Download now. GRAB taxi.
Is it fast?
Fast. This is the thing you need 4 minutes. Less than 4 minutes sometimes. Depend how far is the thing, how far is the taxi.
Because yesterday she used only the taxi came. The girl she called.
Oh, you use what? What software?
Not software, the girl.
Oh, the girl call for you. You wait for no girl for you.
Send you. I'm going back to the town. If you want, I can send you. I'm going back to the town.
Yeah.
I'll pass by the hotel there. It's a ski hotel, right?
Yeah.
The majestic travel with
I
the.
can give you a list.
What do you okay.
I'm going back to the town.
Oh, okay.
Stay at the road.
Your way is
Yes.
oh,
Then I can send you.
yeah, no problem.
你这个是做一个呀？
完了，完了。
哇
Finish. Last subject.
，This is 可以 start 了。
Okay, let's go this is all. Let's go this is all.
This is there.
Let's go this is all.
那 finance 呢也是来讲
Okay, I get the
finance 呢
说 finance？
有一个 finance 也是的，
不是 finance 是多个马屁角，多个马屁角是不错啦。然后但是那时候很难做，那时候那个 exam 难做，那是唯一一个 subject 里面啊，来过一次，唯一一个，因为有多月嘛，完全不会做。后来几个又差不多是属于，你只要他要东西啊，全部写进那个里面啊，那个我拿 A 了，那个他给我 A 了。
A students
他把那东西他要东西啊全部加起来在那边。还有跟我们讲到我们比如说什么 calculations 啊，他什么 expect 什么，
给他一些 rational 就可以了。
你要加你的 rational 进去了，然后你的那个 formula 他也给我们了嘛。